Welcome to Global Investment Voice, your premier podcast for diving deep into the world of investment migration. Are you dreaming of a second or third passport? Then join us as we traverse the globe, exploring the ins and outs of the U.S. EB-5 immigrant investor visa, uncover the secrets of golden visas, and delve into the many residency and citizenship by investment programs. Each episode is packed with exclusive insights from top industry experts. Whether you're an investor, developer, or a visionary entrepreneur, we're here to guide you through the complexities of global investment migration. And who better to navigate this journey with than your hosts, the dynamic legal duo of this industry, Mona Shah and Rebecca Singh. Plus, hear directly from a lineup of global investment migration leaders. So, buckle up and tune in to Global Investment Voice, where your global investment journey begins and expands.
Hello, everyone. The 2026 World Cup put Mexico City on screens everywhere. A cosmopolitan capital of skyscrapers, world-class restaurants, and packed stadiums. Behind the postcard is a real market shift. There's a growing number of U.S. citizens who are actually pursuing temporary or permanent residency in Mexico. And whether it's for a beach house, for retirement, or for remote work, or even for business. So today, to chat with me about this phenomena is Juan Felipe Sanchez of Mexico Business Lawyers. Welcome, Juan.
Thank you, Mona. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very happy to be here with you.
You've advised international clients on residency, real estate, and business in Mexico since what, 2007?
Yes. Around that, about 2006, 2007, I started my practice, which has always been related with cross-border matters.
Oh, right.
And until today, yes.
Are you based in Mexico City or are you based in the U.S.?
I am based in Tijuana, actually. I am based here, very close to California. And this is where I have my main office and address, yes.
Tijuana is a hop, skip, and a jump from California. But you know what, Juan? Until recently, I didn't even realize that Mexico is commonly ranked, around 12th of the largest economies in the world, with the modern hubs in Mexico City, Monterrey, etc.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, we have, one of the largest economy, also very tied to the U.S. and like Mexico City, Monterrey are maybe the top two most important ones. Tijuana as well, I think maybe in the top 5 on the economy of Mexico. Also, we do a lot of trade with the U.S. and do of the geographic allocation of it.
Right. Yeah. Well, I always knew that, of course, because there is a special treaty between Mexico and the U.S. being neighbors. But again, I did not realize just how much migration goes south rather than north. But here's my first question for you. And I'm sure this is really what our listeners really want to know. Why are people actually moving? I mean, you've been doing this since 2007 and you've seen your client base evolve. What is actually driving the move south right now? Is there a change? Is it since COVID? Have you seen any changes?
Definitely. We've seen changes since COVID. I mean, Mexico is always going to be open and very friendly to U.S. citizens or maybe also from Canada. They want to move, either retire over here, or they want to have their beach house or their vacation home down in Mexico for other reasons. But since COVID and when we all started to realize that we could been working anywhere. I mean, if there's some work that you if you have your computer and an internet connection, you can be doing the same thing as anywhere in the world. So that increased a lot, the interest. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. There has been a rise of digital nomads and they've made it to Mexico City. I think regions like, Yucatan, a peninsula, they've become particularly popular, right? And I know a number of professionals who basically earn foreign salaries and they're paying local prices, which means that they have the financial advantage.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, in Yucatan and Mérida, that's a really popular place right now. It's one of the safest places in Mexico, and it's attracting a lot of expats, a lot of people over there. I mean, the weather is always warm and nice over there. So that's one of the places also that has been having a lot of traction in the past years.
So would you say that one of the primary driver really is a significantly lower cost of living in Mexico?
Yes, I think it is. I think it's the living cost. Also, I mean, we gotta ask also since COVID that, you know what, I may as well go and find a place down in Mexico, like a beach house. I would love to be having a place by the beach, and the price, if you compare it with what will be in any other places, like for instance, California, which is the closest
Yeah.
state ever that we have, it could be significantly cheaper.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I can see that, the geographic proximity, and then you have beautiful landscapes in Mexico. You want the beaches of Cabo, the highlands of, how do I pronounce it? Guanyugo? Maybe I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. I don't speak
Guanajuato?
Spanish. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Guanajuato.
it.
Yes. Yeah. And no, it is. You're right. I mean, in Guanajuato, also, it has one of, I think it's the third now, the largest expat community in Mexico. Also, like going to those places, it's,
It's a slower pace of life, though.
it is. It is. Yes. It is. And the last time that I was there, it was very nice to see a lot of like maybe U.S. citizens. You can tell that they were not original from Mexico, from that city, but they were like carrying grocery bags and living their life over there, like on the street, walking around. And it's an incredible sight. And I was very happy to see that community grow and evolve in that way.
But let me ask you, though, if you don't speak Spanish, is it difficult to sort of maneuver?
I think that in Mexico, if you don't talk Spanish, there's ways to go around. I mean, for instance, in the most popular places, at least that they have a big expat community, there's a lot of people speaking English, a lot of expats, or a lot of people from there that they're trying to or speak a little bit of English, and you can build your life over there, and more so in the popular places for expats. But it's still, I think that it's easy. It's easy. It's friendly. I think Mexico has always been a friendly country, receiving people from all over the world. And even though that some of they not manage to speak that good of fluent English, it goes around. I mean, they make it work. They make it work somehow.
But tell me, are you just seeing, I know you see snowbirds. So snowbirds we describe as Canadians. So Americans and Canadians you do see, but do you see any other nationalities? Any
We do see a
Europeans, for
little.
example? Mm.
Yes, we do see people from Europe. I think people from Europe are more attracted to the Playa del Carmen, Cancun, Tulum region. That's where we had clients more over there. But yes, they're still interested. They're still attracted to the beaches and the warm weather, probably all year round.
Yeah. So tell me, how much typically is the cost of a beach house in a beach in Cabo, for example?
I think that someone can get a place, a property for around $350,000-$400,000 and up. I mean, it will depend the location, the building, how close to the ocean, or sometimes they're walking distance. But I think something like that, an investment can start from that point.
Well, I do notice, though, there has been a lot of sort of, I would suggest it was myths out there that you have to be Mexican to own property and you can only rent if you're not Mexican. But I think that's not correct, right? Can Americans or others actually own property in Mexico?
Yes. And that's a great question. And I get asked that all the time. And,
Right.
and the answer is yes, you can buy and you don't have to lease the property. I think that's the two biggest myths that are out there. The one is that you cannot own property in Mexico. And the second one is that you will lease it for 99 years. For some reason, that's out there, but it's not true at all. I mean, you can buy the coast of Mexico and the borders of Mexico, 30 miles inland from the coast and about 60 miles south of the border or north, depending on which border. That's restricted to Mexican nationals to own. But the way that is structured, if someone not from Mexico want to buy property in that restricted region, is that we need to set up a Mexican entity, which most of the times is setting up a Mexican trust. or a Mexican corporation that will hold the title, and any buyer will have 100% control of
Right.
either that trust or that Mexican entity.
Interesting. So if somebody wanted actually temporary residency or even permanent residency, is that based on purchase of property? Because I know you did mention at one point that you have to invest.
Yes. And buying property can be a way to have a temporary residency or permanent residency eventually. And the rule of thumb is that if you are investing in real estate about $350,000 or up,
Right.
you're eligible to pursue the temporary residency and eventually the permanent one too.
And what is the difference? I mean, how long does it take to get permanent residency, and do you actually get citizenship as well?
Yes, I mean the path that most people go is that the first residency by investment or through a job offer, or for expats, for instance, or digital nomads, is that you get the temporary residency first for 1 year. Everybody gets that first for 1 year, and that can be renewed up to 4 years. But after year 2, everybody has temporary residency could be eligible to pursue the permanent one. And the permanent residency will be now indefinitely to have it. Once someone has been having temporary residency and permanent residency for more than 4 years, they're now eligible to pursue Mexican citizenship.
Okay.
So that's the path that people may, if the end goal is to get Mexican citizenship, that will be a path that will be the most common one to pursue.
And how long do you have to be in the country? I mean, do you have to live in the country permanently, or can you just come and go? Say you work in California and you want to be a nomad in Mexico, but you decide you want temporary residency because you like it so much?
Yeah, there's no requirement to be in a specific amount of time in Mexico. You can come and go. You don't need to stay in Mexico for a certain amount of time. And that's very friendly to people that can come and go for either temporary or permanent residency. Everybody's free to come and go. And sometimes we get that question, or sometimes we get that asked, like, I need the residency, but technically any tourist can be in Mexico for up to 180 days. If someone wants to stay more than that, that's where they need to get the temporary residency. If they're going to stay for a month or a bit more than that, they can do that with no legal requirement to pursue that. But also it brings some other benefits to have temporary residency. Some clients pursue that, even though that they may stay a bit less than premier as a tourist. But that's, most people come and go for that purposes.
Right. Well, for our listeners who have a business idea rather than a retirement plan, what are you seeing that they actually set up in Mexico? Because we've already discussed that. I mean, it's the 12th largest economy. But how are you seeing people coming in now in 2026 and setting up a business, or perhaps expanding their business?
Yes. And the two most common things that we deal right now, it's either they want to set up a real estate business, or they want to have a portfolio of real estate down here and rented it out. We have many families or private investors that they have their own portfolio of assets. But other than that, when someone wants to expand their business and to start operating in Mexico, or, selling their product, or maybe expanding through an acquisition process to buy a competitor and expanding that way into this region, that's the two most things that we've been seeing lately. That expansion or growth of their own business into the Mexican territory or Mexican market, that's really common for us to help them. And that's where we would try to make them feel at home and see us not just their attorney who's drafting their purchase agreement, for instance, but more so that the local ally that we put together the team that they need, the cross-border expertise that they need. And so the learning curve of doing business down here will be flat as much as possible. And we can get to the goal line also as efficiently as possible as well.
Well, that's good to know. But of course, labor is much cheaper in Mexico. So anything with operations, do you see that like mini factories or any kind of operational business which is producing something, for example? Are they moving to Mexico more?
Yeah. I mean, we have clients from IT companies, from travel agencies. We just had a meeting with manufacturers. With a manufacturer down in Monterrey that they moved their whole operations down here. So it can be widely leveraged that cost of labor, and also having bilingual employees as well down in Mexico.
Yeah.
And train also. There's part of Mexico that they have been focusing on developing really good universities and training their own persons. So
Right.
that creates this kind of formula that a businessman will like to profit from, to getting good labor, lower cost, and well trained.
Hmm. Well, I mean, this all sounds wonderful. I really can't wait to go and visit some of the places that, we've been discussing. But we cannot do a podcast about moving to Mexico without addressing what I know many listeners are thinking. What about security and cartel-related violence? It's in the headlines constantly, Juan. I mean, are the media pictures accurate? Is it misleading? Please.
Yes. And that's also, I'm really glad that you asked that. And I get that question asked all the time as well.
Yeah.
Because,
yeah.
sadly enough, I mean, bad news travel fast. And sometimes those news they're perceived in many ways when someone, it's from not this country and maybe perceived differently. But I think that, first of all, I would like to always say that there is this world related with drug trafficking, and it has, its bad side. But as in Mexico, I see it two ways, that it stays with people that it's related or involved in that type of life, right? And with someone that it's not related, someone who's coming down to Mexico to do business or to vacation or to live part-time down here, they will be probably more than safe. I always tell them, I mean, like any other big city in any other country, there's places that you just don't go. And there are other places that if you stay there, you will be more than fine. You will be, you will be, safe as anywhere else. I've been living in Tijuana for the last 10 years. And I think maybe Tijuana has one of the worst reputations because of that reason. But that's a world that it's parallel and difficultly merged with normal life. I mean, for this 10 years that I've been living here, I never felt in any way in danger or nervous or anything like that. But I do not relate or be related in any way in that type of world that it does it's very dangerous. It's very real. It's very out there. But staying in a safe place and in the right places of town it's Mexico's a beautiful place to be.
Oh yeah. What is it? They say they come for the cost of living, but they stay for the way of life.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you directly compare going to Mexico to, say, buying citizenship in the Caribbean, you can do a lot more in Mexico than you can in the Caribbean. There is just more to offer.
Yeah, and we have a big country. I mean, we have a lot of coast, and it varies from the Baja coast where Cabo is, or Vallarta, and if we go south to or the other opposite in Cancun or Tulum is different. Or Oaxaca, we have plenty of clients right now that they want to move there. Everything has its uniqueness and things to offer. And as you mentioned, as well, like Guanajuato, San Miguel de Allende. Those are places that are inland and they're beautiful towns. They also, for people that the priority is not to be close to the ocean, but to be in a peaceful town and with great quality of life. That's also an option. I mean, we have many places that can offer different type of things for different needs of that our clients may want.
Right. Yeah, no, for retirement, for sure. The dream home in Mexico, where you can always get help and staffing and people to work in the house so easily. But it's not a fantasy, is it? It is a process, and we are seeing more and more. Well, Juan, I'm sure there's going to be lots more to discuss on this issue. And I thank you for giving our listeners your insight.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate you, the invitation and sharing this time with you. And for your listeners, always happy to help them, or if they're interested in Mexico, think of us as a resource and someone that will always be happy to help in any way.
Absolutely. Yes. Getting the right counsel is very important in all places, but especially in a place like Mexico. But thank you so much, Juan Felipe Sanchez. Until next time, this has been Global Investment Voice.
And that's a wrap on today's episode of Global Investment Voice. A huge thank you to all our listeners for tuning in and sharing this journey with us. Curious about unlocking the potential of global migration and citizenship? Make sure to visit us online at mshalaw.com and globalinvestmentvoice.com. Dive into our extensive library of podcast episodes. Stay ahead with the latest in migration news by signing up for our insider newsletter. Don't forget to connect with us on social media. Find us on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook to keep the conversation going. Remember, the insights shared in our podcast are for informational purposes only, so please seek tailored legal, financial, or investment advice where needed. Thanks again for listening, and until next time, keep investing smart and living well with Global Investment Voice. We'll see you on the next episode.